I had a conversation with a friend today, and during a conversation, I mentioned the fact that, I've had my own experiences when I was religious, I had my own experiences. At the time when I had those experiences, I never would have thought that I would be on the path that I'm on currently. And I told him that, you know, I've come to accept the change because I know that for evolution to happen, there must be change. And also acknowledging the fact that change is the only constant thing in our universe. That, nothing is static, everything is constantly in motion, everything is constantly moving in a direction. Our consciousness is constantly shifting per trillions of seconds, and the more consciousness shifts, the closer we get to whatever ideal we're holding for ourselves. If it's an ideal of scarcity, an ideal of abundance, whatever you're holding within you, whatever you're embodying currently, presently, is what it's your vibrational signature that you're emitting currently. And because life is constantly in motion, life isn't static. You don't realize this, but whatever state you're in currently, you're in it until you decide to change. You're in that vibrational state. You're bringing constantly circumstances and situations and people that reflect that state that you're holding within you until you decide to change for yourself. There is no future, right? There's nothing to look forward to. All hope is a projection of what you want into a time that doesn't, into a place that doesn't exist currently. You have to be able to embody it right now as we're speaking, and not project it into a time far away from you, because that's just leaving an energetic gap between you and that thing that you want, that state that you want, the feelings that you want to feel when you have the thing. You're projecting it away from you. You need to collapse that energetic gap of importance, or energetic gap of feeling unworthy to have it currently, by just making a conscious decision to accept for there to be an effect outside of you. There first has to be a change within you. As within, so without, the law of cause and effect. And you also have to come to the realization that bringing things into existence, or having things, isn't done by having physically. It's done by having internally. And having internally is basically shifting to a degree where you're no longer emotionally dependent on having it physically. Because by having it internally, you have the feelings that are associated. That's you having the feelings associated with having the physical counterpart. And by the law of correspondence, by having the emotional counterpart or spiritual counterpart of what you want, the physical has to compensate by law of compensation. And if you constantly keep yourself on top of the fact that yes, this is true and this is a law, this is a fact, then eventually you'll start to see you don't even need, the thing is, right, once you shift internally, you won't even need to see it outside of you. Having it internally is enough. It's more than enough. By the time it manifests physically, it'll be normal to you. There's going to be no excitement. It depends on the person anyway, how you feel upon attaining anything physically, but it's going to feel normal. That's the point. It's going to feel normal to you. No matter if you getting excited is normal, you feeling calm is normal. Focus on the state that corresponds with what you want physically, and act from that state. Act from that state of mind, act from that state of emotion. that is how you put into motion the physical substance, the atoms, physical substance to come together to bring about people, circumstances, and events to get you what you want, to get you the physical counterpart of the state that you're holding within. You know, life is, you don't even know how life is going to unravel anyway. So you shouldn't concern yourself with how you're going to get there, or, you know, what changes will occur upon you making steps to get to where you want to be. Because by knowing the steps, it will be more difficult for us to fully commit to going through the things we have to go through to get to where we want to go to. Like, I didn't know I was gonna end up losing faith in my religion, you know, to get to this point in my life, which I've been desiring. I didn't know that. But if I did know that, I'd probably be scared and, you know, give up instantly. But this is just how it is. This is just what works for me. And it was shocking to hear my friend say that, you know, what if it's better to just not evolve at all? Essentially implying that, you know, it's better to be comfortable than be in a unfamiliar, discomforting situation. Or this, you know, something. Because, bro, honestly, I hear what you were saying with the whole, oh, you know, if it was working for you then, why shouldn't it work for you now? The issue with that is, what got me there at that point in my life isn't going to get me to this point. You know, the same consciousness that created the problem isn't going to solve that problem. What got you there isn't going to get you, what got you here isn't going to get you there. So you have to be willing to let go, sacrifice the old you, let go of old things, let the dead bury their dead. You know, let old things pass away so you can make room for the new things that you want to enter into your life. If you want to go to somewhere you've never been before, you have to be someone you've never been before, and that is going to be unfamiliar. It's going to be foreign to you. You know, you just have to kind of learn as you're going. And that's the whole point of holding an ideal and just pushing through whatever you come across, because that's what you need. Whatever you come across, whatever adversity you come across, the arguments you have, it's all there for a reason, to teach you something about the true self, which is the worthy ideal, the one that is aware of his birthright of abundance, his birthright of self-mastery, his birthright of control over reality, and control of what is control of, yeah. Let's leave it at that, bro. Color. If you watched this far, like and subscribe. If you didn't subscribe, I appreciate you watching this far anyway. Stay blessed and keep evolving, man.